maybe I'm going. There we go. Okay. Good morning, beloveds. The dark cloud should have been a hint. We thought that I looked at the radar. The storm wasn't supposed to come anywhere near us, and we got wet. We did get a 23 minute ride in, but we came home soaked. So yeah. So I've already had an interesting morning. So instead, I was taking pictures of cross stitch, because I have projects that I don't even remember doing. So yay. Because I got to figure out what I'm going to do with them, and I need a better way to store them. So. Yeah. Okay. So we are doing Living the Science of Mind. And, the Living the Science of Mind is, hang on, housekeeping. Let's do the housekeeping. All the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email is info@creativelife.org. And you get one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot, and it's a blind CC, so nobody will see your email. You're not going to get on anybody else's email list because of us. So I think it's worth doing. The last thing I'll mention is the social medias, because we are doing this on social medias. We do not monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So, because we are not giving them money, we are asking for your help to bump us in the algorithms. Like, subscribe, follow, based on which platform you're on. Like if you subscribe and allow notifications, then it'll let you know when we upload new videos or when we go live. So if that's interesting for you. And then engage with the individual post, like react to the post, comment on the post, share the post. We think we have good tools to share. We hope you agree with us. Won't cost you anything other than a click. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. And I'm the running Ryan across all the social medias that I'm on. So there we go. Now, this is, I've recently started referring to it as an FAQ, frequently asked questions. All but two of the essays came out of the at-home course that used to be in the back of the Science Mind magazine, which, if you're interested, I think it's called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. It took 6 books because it was 48 lessons. They'd mail you a lesson a week for 48 weeks. So if you're interested, go to the Science of Mind archives, go to their books, and use their Amazon link. You're not going to buy it directly from the archives, but if you use their Amazon link, then some of the money goes back to the archives. Totally worth doing. Reverend Kathy will thank you, because she works really hard in the archives, and she does everything she can to raise that money. So that is that. Okay. Like I said, I think that that at-home course came out of people came to the lectures, people read the textbook, and they had questions. So, all right. And today our lesson is on regression. Yesterday was insecurity. Today is regression. So let's see what Ernest has to say about regression. From the Science of Mind viewpoint, emotional regression means withdrawing to a place of safety and security. When a thing regresses, it goes backwards. Often, there is a tendency in the mind to get away from meeting objective situations, which are unpleasant, by withdrawing from all objective activity, and in imagination, reverting to chronologically earlier or less adapted patterns of behaviors and feelings. It is easy enough to see how one who is surrounded by confusing situations might feel inadequate to cope with them, and unconsciously might seek some place of peace or retirement where nothing could bother them. A completely integrated person is one who has learned to meet everything as it comes along and to make the best of it. In our science, this is not a hopeless situation. When we say one should make the best of things, we do not mean that one should grin and bear it, or even suffer it to be so, for we know there is a way to meet every situation through the use of the power greater than we are. However, we should not close our eyes to reality if there is a tendency towards regression in ourselves or in those we seek to help. We must recognize it just as we would any other error and meet it with quiet but positive determination. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to keep reading. Like yesterday, it was one of those like, I need to go away and think about this. Okay, if a person finds themselves apparently unable to cope with objective situations and consequently finds their mind reverting to a certain morbid longing to the thought of getting away from it all, they are in a bad emotional state and should be helped. This is done by knowing that there is nothing to be afraid of, that we are one with an infinite power, that there is nothing in the universe designed to harm us. Confidence and faith in a power greater than we are must be generated. Okay. Often, even in poems which make a great appeal to us, we find this unconscious sense of regression creeping in. For instance, in the words of Elizabeth Allen, "Backward, turn backward, O time in your flight, make me a child again just for tonight." Show that in writing these beautiful lines, she had an unconscious desire to get away from it all. Note the first verse of the Cry of a Dreamer from John O'Reilly. "I am tired of planning and toiling in the crowded hives of men, heart weary of building and spoiling and building again. And I long for the dear old river where I dreamed my youth away, for a dreamer lives forever and a toiler dies in a day." In both instances, you will note an unconscious desire to get away from objective reality. Something has happened to the individual to cause them to desire to revert to some former existence where there were no cares or burdens or obligations. How wonderful to accept the thought of Jesus when he said, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Matthew 11:28 through 30. This is not resignation. It is just the opposite. It is a proclamation that the mind finds sanctuary in the spirit and that there are no burdens when we unify ourselves with life. In a certain sense, amnesia, or suddenly forgetting one's identity, is a form of regression because it is a means of getting away from reality. But at the base of amnesia, there is fear, a sense of separation, a disunion, which faith alone can heal. The psychological approach, while scientifically correct, will never completely solve the problem of regression. For while it can uncover the cause of regression, generally speaking, it lacks the spiritual faith to supply what is needed to make one more completely whole. There is nothing to be afraid of in the past, the present, or the future. Our faith should be based on the only rock of salvation there is, which is that God is all there is. Okay, the only rock of salvation there is. Okay. I'm going to have to think about that one. Okay. There is nothing else. In a spirit we live and move and have our being. There is nothing to be afraid of. Underneath are the everlasting arms. That's Emerson. I know that line. That's Emerson. We are cradled in love. Statements like these will clear the track of the mind straight back to the eternal source of life, where there are no fears, doubts, or uncertainties. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. They that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. These statements are wonderful in helping to establish faith and stability, without which life is but a shambles of frustrated hopes and unsatisfied yearnings. You might wonder why we mention these negative emotional states. The reason is that in science of mind, we never seek to avoid an issue, because any condition which is psychologically avoided becomes buried in the unconscious. And unfortunately, it is buried alive. Thus, the conflict goes on beneath the surface of consciousness, where it does more damage than it would if left objective. We must meet every situation as it comes with faith and trust, thereby avoiding regressions, escapes, and frustrations. That's really interesting. I believe it is William James, which is considered the father of modern psychology, who says when he got a look at New Thought, not specifically science of mind, but New Thought, got a look at New Thought. He said this is a religion of healthy mindedness, because exactly that, we don't avoid the messiness. We look the messiness in the face and say, this is not the truth of me. This is the experience that I am having, but it is not the truth of me. The truth of me is the spiritual reality. That I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And yes, human experiences are messy, especially when we are in relationship with other spiritual beings having a human experience. But that's what we want to hold on to. We're all spiritual beings, and that we are all held in the everlasting arms, because we believe that God is good, that God did not design anything to harm us. Now, we, on the other hand, there's that free will thing, we can get really messy. And most of the time we get really messy because we forget who we are. So the goal isn't to run away from, it's to confront the experiences that we're having, the non-preferred experiences that we're having, and say, you know what? I don't have to have this anymore. Let me make a different choice. Let me do something different. Let me remember who I am. When I remember who I am, when I remember where I come from, when I remember where I'm going to go back to, then I remember that I can handle anything that's coming at me. Maybe not by myself. That's what community is for. And regardless of what you have been told, humans are social. We need community. And that's what community is for. And that is where religion can be a huge benefit when it focuses on the community. And then we can talk about all the negative stuff, but we're not going to. That's why he says, that's why we talk about regression, insecurity, fear. We look it in the face and go, that is not the truth of me. Yes, it may be the experience I am having, but it is not the truth of me. And that's what we hold on to. That's what we hold on to. All right. Well, if nothing else, we can hold on to that phrase that he used right after that Emerson quote. We are cradled in love. So that's the lesson for today. Get to know the truth of yourself. Know who you are. Know what you came from, which is spirit. Okay. Whew, now, I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, a you got this day, go play in the rain day, but stay out of the lightning and thunder day, have a little fun day. Make sure you have a good laugh day, cuddle your fur babies day, drink plenty of water day, be aware of the heat day, you got this day, a remember who you are day, a know that you are cradled in love day, be aware of the everlasting arms day. Yeah, look at me quoting Emerson. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Very important part of that statement. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. All right. So explore the truth of your being. If reading Science of Mind has taught you nothing else, get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. All right, beloveds, I'm going to move into the process of my day. I'm going to remind you that Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9-ish. And I forgot what we're we're going to tackle the blind leading the blind tomorrow. Yeah, should be fun. All right. Oh, you know what? No, never mind. Don't mind. I was thinking it's Wednesday, but no, we're on track. We're fine. I don't know what I'm talking about today. All right, beloved. I'm going to go see if I can get my head together so that I can go to work. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.